Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Mattel San Diego Comic-Con exclusive New 52 Shazam. That's right, coming to this year's SDCC comes this New 52 version of Captain Marvel. As you can see, the figure comes in a special mailer box that features some really cool artwork of Billy Batson getting ready to say the word Shazam to turn into Captain Marvel. On the inside of that mailer, we get a special rendition of the current DC Universe Signature Collection boxes. As you can see, it's a full window box that fully showcases the figure, but it's a lot more colorful than normal. The box is decoed to resemble Shazam's chest, with the lightning bolt aspect being the window that showcases the figure within. It's bright and colorful with lots of electricity kind of in the background behind the figure and shooting out from what looks like inside the window. And all of the gold parts of the box and the Shazam logo at the bottom are done in hollow foil, so they've got a nice shine to them. Then the back of the packaging gives us some of that really awesome artwork that the DC Signature Collection is known for, and gives us a little bio on the Shazam character. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at this figure outside of the packaging. As stated in the beginning, this is the New 52 version of the character, so this is based on the way he currently appears in DC comic books. One of the big differences, of course, is the fact that he's wearing this white hood on his head. And I will note right off the bat that it is definitely off. Something doesn't look right about it. It's a little too bulky, it looks like it's sitting a little bit high up above his head, so it just doesn't really have as good of a look as I hoped for. I'm actually somebody who thinks that the hood is kind of a cool addition to the new Shazam costume, but it just does not translate very well into this action figure. The good news is that the hood is removable, so you can pop that off if you want to. It just pulls right off the figure. It's set in a way that there's a little lip at the bottom of the hood that just kind of clips underneath his cape, so it just kind of sits on top of his head and you can pull it off. Now the hood is a very rigid plastic, so just so you know, when it's on his head is not going to be able to articulate very much at all. Now the paint job on the figure is really nicely done. You can see the red is much more dark on this particular version of the costume. It's not as bright and vibrant as the original Shazam. And instead of yellow all over his costume, instead he has a very nice shiny gold. And all of the gold paint is really nice on here. It's got a real nice metallic shine to it. His cape is a pretty good bright white, but it does have a little bit of that gray in it that Mattel seems to do with all of their white items on their action figures. But it is outlined by a nice metallic gold all the way around it, which does help that white stand out a little bit brighter. And my favorite aspect on the figure is actually the lightning bolt on his chest, because the blue is painted in such a way that it seems like it's glowing. It's a much lighter blue on the inside with a darker blue around the outside design of it. His eyes are even done in the same way, blue around the outside with almost a white in the center, so it looks as though his eyes are glowing. It's a very cool look. Now the head sculpt I think is really nice. I think they did a great job of capturing the look of Shazam because he's got a much beefier face, a big wide chin, and he's got his hair slicked back, so it's a really great sculpt on the face. The body, however, is a little bit of a different story. Now the lightning bolt on the chest is a sculpted piece, as is the belt and the boots. All of those look really nice, but I think I gotta get a little bit nitpicky at the line designs on his costume. Just like all the other New 52 characters, Shazam now has all these extra little added lines kind of worked into his costume. You can see him on his chest and on his shoulders. The reason I have to be nitpicky here is that all of those designs are painted on this figure. That's completely out of format with all of the other Mattel New 52 figures so far. Superman, Batman, Flash, all of those characters have the same line work, but it's all sculpted in. So why did Shazam get the shaft here and get painted lines instead? Definitely something I have to be a little nitpicky about. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation on this guy. Basically, if you've got any of the DC Universe Classics figures from Mattel, you know what to expect here. The head is able to turn both left and right, and does slightly move up and down. He's got ball joints in the shoulders, a swivel at the bicep, a standard single joint at the elbow, and swivels at the wrists. He's got the torso joint, as well as a waist swivel. He's got the nice hinge joints at the thighs, so the legs can move outwards, forwards, and backwards. He's got swivels at the thigh cut, he's got a single joint at the knee, there is no boot cut articulation, and then he just has these single joints at the ankles. All of the articulation is really nice on this figure. It's tight. I do wish we had the boot cut articulation. I'm never a fan of that lacking on a figure. His cape is glued to his back, just like we've got on a lot of the DC Universe Classics figures, and it's made of that same softer plastic, so it is pliable and does not hinder the articulation on the figure. Now, unfortunately, I'm lacking the regular version of Shazam, so I can't do a comparison time for you guys. But what I will do is throw him in with the rest of the Mattel DC New 52 figures, so you can get a look at them standing side by side with those. Mattel is really starting to crank out all of these Justice League members in their New 52 costumes. So there you go, guys. There's a look at the brand new DC Universe Signature Collection, New 52 Shazam. I think it's a pretty nice figure overall. I do have minor gripes, such as the fact that the line detail's not sculpted and the hood just doesn't look quite right, but everything else about the figure is pretty nice. Now, I will say this. I don't exactly understand why this particular figure is a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. There's really nothing about him that stands out as something special, that he couldn't have been a regular release with all of those other New 52 characters, or maybe even put in Club Infinite Earths. I know he's not necessarily a figure that fans have been clamoring to get, so I just don't really understand why he fits in the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive formula. But if you're a fan of the New 52 costumes, or if you're a fan of Shazam and you want to pick this up, it might be worth getting, because like I said, overall, it's still a pretty nice figure. He's going to be available exclusively at the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con, so happy hunting, and until next time.